Okay, so have you ever, like, thought about how to say happy holidays the right way when you're working with people from different countries?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like December is a global dance floor, and we all need to learn the steps,
Yeah, you totally got it.
right?
It can be more important than we realize
Right.
in the business world. I mean,
Yeah.
mastering that art of December greetings
Oh,
and etiquette.
Yeah.
And that's where this deep dive comes in
Yeah.
into the dance of December.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's packed with insights, I think, to help us avoid
Yeah.
those cultural missteps
And
like build stronger relationships through the holidays.
Absolutely. It all starts with this idea that December isn't just about Christmas.
Right. Like the book starts with this story
Yeah.
about this American executive in Tokyo who's at the end of a November meeting. And he's like cheerfully wishing everyone Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And you can imagine what happens next. Crickets,
yeah.
awkward silence.
Total awkward silence.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because his heart was in the right place,
Yeah.
but his timing was way off.
Oh.
Yeah, in Japanese business culture,
Huh?
December is pretty much business as usual until much later in the month.
Huh. So that like Merry Christmas
Yeah,
became like a total foot and mouth moment.
big time.
It really shows like how different cultures
Yeah,
have completely different rhythms.
totally different
They're
rhythm.
like entering the holiday season.
For sure.
But they're-
Think about it. In Europe, they have those Advent calendars
Yeah.
marking the weeks leading up to Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Hanukkah is a really significant
Right.
religious observance for many.
Mm.
Also falls in December. And then you have
Yeah.
Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas
All right.
on January 7th.
Oh, wow.
Imagine, like, assuming everyone's on the same page with Christmas.
Yeah, that's like a major disconnect.
Huge.
Yeah. And that brings us to this really interesting concept
Yes.
from the book, the time gift paradox.
Yeah, it basically means that when you acknowledge a holiday, it can actually be more important than
Sure.
how you celebrate it.
Okay. I'm kind of intrigued by that.
Yeah,
Can you give me like a real world example of that?
absolutely. So let's say you're working with clients in Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
Their celebrations often extend to January 6th
Oh, wow.
for Epiphany.
Okay.
So sending a Merry Christmas card on December 26th
Yeah.
might totally miss the mark.
Oh.
But a thoughtful New Year's greeting
Yeah.
would be much more in tune with their cultural rhythm.
So like if I'm getting this right, rushing a Christmas greeting could actually backfire
Totally.
even if my intentions are good.
Exactly, because it comes down to understanding that cultural context and showing respect for the timing
Yeah.
of those celebrations, and that sensitivity is a huge part of building trust,
Yeah.
which, let's face it,
Yeah.
is the foundation of any good business relationship.
Totally. But December's not just about
Religious holidays.
true.
It's like this crazy blend
Yeah.
of like religious and secular celebrations.
Yeah.
So how are we even supposed to navigate that in the business world?
Right.
Especially when it comes to like scheduling meetings, sending greetings, planning events,
Yeah.
or even giving gifts.
It's a valid concern. And
Yeah.
the dance of December actually introduces a term for this
Okay.
festive literacy.
Okay.
It's like being fluent in the language of December.
Oh, I like that.
Understanding the nuances of different traditions and religious observances.
Yeah.
Being able to read those cultural cues.
Festive literacy. That sounds like a must-have for anyone
It is.
working with international colleagues.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about so much more than just knowing what to say.
Yeah.
It's about understanding
Yeah.
the when, the how,
Right.
and the why behind those December interactions.
So it's not like memorizing a script.
Yeah.
It's about reading the room, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. But where do we even begin?
Well, that's where those unwritten rules
Okay.
of December business etiquette come in.
Mm-hmm.
The book outlines 4 key principles
Okay.
that can help us navigate this complex terrain.
Okay.
The first is the awareness principle.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does the awareness principle actually mean, like in practice?
It's about understanding the cultural and religious landscape
Oh.
of everyone you're interacting with.
Right.
What might be a normal workday for you
Yeah.
could be a deeply meaningful day for someone else.
Right.
And we need to be mindful of that.
It's easy to forget that something like a meeting date could be a big deal
Yeah, totally.
to somebody else.
As you said, December 24th, Christmas Eve,
Right.
is the main event in Germany, not Christmas Day itself.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the second principle builds on that awareness. timing protocol.
Yes.
Fill me in.
It's all about letting your international partners take the lead. When it comes to acknowledging the holidays, follow their cues on when and how to bring it up, and don't jump the gun with premature greetings or assumptions.
So let them set the tempo for the dance.
Precisely.
Right.
The third principle is celebration balance, which addresses the fact that some cultures keep their business and celebrations totally separate.
Interesting.
What might seem like festive and fun in one culture could actually come across as unprofessional in another.
So throwing a holiday-themed office party with international colleagues might not always be the best move.
It really depends on the cultural context.
Okay.
And finally, we have the gift of attention principle.
Okay, I like that one.
This one really resonates with me.
I'm all ears.
It's about going beyond those superficial gestures and truly understanding what matters to your international colleagues, their traditions, their timing, their way of marking those special moments. Sometimes the most respectful gift you can give is simply that thoughtful awareness.
That's beautiful. It's like you're saying, genuine curiosity and respect are the best gifts you can offer.
Absolutely.
Way better than like a generic happy holidays.
For sure. And that brings us to a really important point.
Okay.
Navigating December gracefully is about so much more than just following rules. It's about building genuine connections. And building those connections can be really rewarding.
Okay, so I'm all in on the genuine connections idea, but how do we actually do that? How do we go beyond just like avoiding those December blunders and create relationships that like actually benefit from these cultural differences?
One surprisingly simple way, but powerful way, is to just ask open-ended questions about their traditions. People usually love to share their customs and holidays, and it shows you're genuinely interested in the culture.
So instead of assuming, I could ask something like, what are some special ways you celebrate this time of year?
That's a great example.
Or like, is there anything I should be aware of in terms of like cultural customs?
Those are great examples. And don't be afraid to share your own traditions too,
Right.
but always with an open mind and
Yeah.
a willingness to learn from
Right.
their perspective.
Totally.
Remember, the goal is to build bridges,
Yeah.
not walls.
I like that. Yeah. But what about when you're working with people from multiple cultures?
Yeah.
How do you juggle all those different traditions without, like, accidentally stepping on someone's toes?
That's where acknowledging multiple celebrations comes in.
Right.
It's about recognizing that not everyone celebrates the same things,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
You can say something like, I know we have people celebrating a variety of holidays this month, so best wishes to everyone.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's inclusive and respectful without singling anyone out
Eh.
or making assumptions about their beliefs.
Yeah.
And I guess what really matters is
Yeah.
prioritizing those relationships,
Yes.
not just getting the protocol perfect every time.
Absolutely. It's about approaching those interactions with genuine curiosity, respect, and a willingness to learn.
So we're living in a world that's becoming more and more interconnected every day.
Yeah.
How is that globalization shaping how we handle these holiday protocols?
Right.
Is it making things easier or more complicated?
That's a great question. It's definitely adding another layer of complexity. We're interacting with people from diverse backgrounds more than ever before, which means we need to be even more aware and respectful of different traditions.
So it's not about trying to create one universal holiday playbook,
No,
but about like adapting and learning as we go.
exactly. And the Dance of December reminds us that the goal isn't to avoid all mistakes.
Right.
It's about approaching each interaction with respect, curiosity, and understanding that our differences, make our business relationships richer and more meaningful.
I'm starting to see how powerful that can be.
Yeah.
But this brings up another question.
Okay.
We've talked about the potential pitfalls
Yeah.
of getting December protocol wrong. But what about the flip side?
Right.
How can these cultural differences actually enhance our business relationships?
Well, think about it this way. When you take the time to learn
Yeah.
about someone else's holiday traditions,
Mhm.
you're sending a powerful message.
Oh.
You're showing them that you value their culture
Yeah.
and their perspective.
So it's like you're saying, I see you, I respect you, and I'm genuinely interested in learning more about you.
Exactly.
That's going to be way more meaningful than just a generic happy holidays.
Exactly. And those deeper connections can lead to more successful business outcomes. When people feel understood and respected, they're more likely to be open to collaboration and compromise. They're more likely to trust your intentions and be willing to work with you toward a shared goal.
So it's not just about being politically correct. It's actually good for business.
It absolutely is.
I like that.
And it's important to remember that these cultural exchanges can be incredibly enriching on a personal level, too.
Oh, right.
You might discover new traditions, new perspectives, even new ways of thinking about the holidays that you never would have considered before.
So let's say I'm working with a team of colleagues from all over the world.
Yeah.
How do I actually put this festive literacy into practice? What are some concrete things I can do to make sure I'm being respectful and inclusive?
Well, one simple but powerful thing you can do is be mindful of the language you use. Instead of assuming everyone celebrates Christmas, try using more inclusive greetings like Happy Holidays or Seasons greetings.
Right. Or even better, take it a step further and ask your colleagues how they celebrate and use a greetings specific to their tradition.
Absolutely.
If you know someone celebrates Hanukkah, you could wish them a happy Hanukkah.
Exactly.
If they observe Ramadan, you could say Ramadan Mubarak.
Exactly. It shows you've taken the time to learn about their culture, and that you respect their beliefs.
Right.
And even if you don't know all the specific greetings, for every tradition, you can still be mindful and inclusive in the way you phrase things. Instead of saying Merry Christmas to everyone, you could say something like, I hope everyone enjoys this special time of year.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
What about gift giving?
Yeah.
That always feels like a potential minefield.
It is.
When you're dealing with different cultures.
Yeah.
Are there any universal rules to follow?
The most important rule is to do your research. Different cultures have different customs and expectations around gift giving. What might be considered a thoughtful gesture in one culture could be seen as offensive or inappropriate in another.
So, for example, showing up with a bottle of wine for your Muslim colleagues might not be the best move.
Exactly. And it's not just about the type of gift. It's also about the timing and the way it's presented. In some cultures, it's customary to open gifts immediately, while in others, it's considered rude.
Okay, so research is key. But what if you're not sure where to start? Are there any general guidelines that can help us avoid major gift giving faux pas?
Absolutely. One good rule of thumb is to err on the side of caution. If you're not sure what's appropriate, it's always better to ask than to risk causing offense. You can ask your colleagues directly, or you can consult with someone who's familiar with the local custom.
Like if you have a friend or colleague who's from that culture. They might be able to give you some insights.
Exactly. And there are also lots of online resources that can provide guidance on gift-giving etiquette in different cultures. The key is to be proactive and do your homework.
I'm starting to realize that festive literacy is a pretty essential skill.
It is.
For anyone working in a globalized world.
Absolutely.
Not just for avoiding those awkward moments. But for building those genuine connections we were talking about.
It really is. And it's not just about avoiding mistakes. It's about building stronger relationships. Fostering understanding and creating a more inclusive and welcoming workplace.
So it's like a win-win for everyone involved.
Absolutely. And remember, it's an ongoing process. We're all constantly learning and evolving. And that's what makes this journey so fascinating.
As we wrap up this deep dive into the dance of December, I'm realizing that approaching the holidays with cultural sensitivity is kind of like learning a new dance.
Oh, I love that.
It takes practice and patience and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones.
It does.
One of the biggest takeaways for me has been the importance of moving beyond assumptions.
For sure.
We can't just assume that everyone celebrates the same way we do or that our way is the right way.
It's about recognizing that there are many different ways to experience joy and celebration. And those differences are something to be celebrated, not feared.
The Dance of December also talks about how globalization is shaping holiday protocols as the world becomes more interconnected?
Yeah.
Are we getting better at navigating these complexities?
Well, globalization definitely presents a unique set of challenges. We're interacting with people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Now more than ever before.
Right.
So that festive literacy we talked about, the ability to read and respond to those different cultural cues is becoming even more crucial.
It's like we need to become fluent in the language of global celebration. But like, what's the payoff?
The payoff is huge.
Yeah.
It's not just about avoiding those mistakes or faux pas. It's about building those bridges of understanding and connection, showing genuine curiosity and respect for other people's traditions. And who knows? You might even learn something new about yourself.
Totally, in the process.
If you could give our listener just one piece of advice to help them navigate this December dance floor, what would it be?
I think the most important thing is to remember that the holiday season is an opportunity to deepen our understanding of each other. It's a chance to connect on a human level, to appreciate our differences, and to build relationships that are stronger and more meaningful because of those differences.
That's beautifully said, and I think Minabai's quote from The Dance of December sums it up perfectly. The greatest gift we can give in our international relationships is the recognition that joy wears different clothes in different cultures.
And celebration speaks in many languages.
I couldn't agree more.
So the next time you find yourself like reaching for that holiday greeting, scheduling that December meeting, or even just like interacting with someone from a different culture, take a moment to like pause and reflect. Think about the message you're sending, the timing, and the cultural context.
Yes. And remember, a little bit of awareness and sensitivity can go a long way in building those bridges of understanding and goodwill.
This deep dive has been so insightful.
Yeah, me too.
And I have a feeling it's going to change the way I approach the holiday season.
Me too.
From now on.
Yeah.
So to each of you listening, here's a thought to carry with you.
Okay.
Think back to a time when you experienced a cultural difference during the holidays.
Okay.
How did it make you feel? What did you learn from that experience?
Yeah.
And how can you use that knowledge
to
build stronger, more meaningful relationships in the future?
Great question.
Until next time, happy holidays, everyone.